Hello! Welcome to my crib. This is our family tamale recipe and I'm obviously very excited. So let's just get into it. So this holiday season is a lot different for a lot of us, just to say the least. But one family tradition that always stays the same for the Quevedo family is food. And we do this every holiday season, sometimes multiple times to feed all of our loved ones. But this year, since we couldn't gather and we also couldn't see any family for the holidays, we just decided to teach a couple friends how to do this over FaceTime. And then I actually made this into a video so it could help you too. Alright, so let's just jump into it because I'm getting hungry and I'm sure you are too. So let's go. Alright, so the first step is we always start with the pork butt. We usually heavily season it with garlic salt and pappy seasoning, but if you don't have pappies, seasoning salt is a good replacement. What you're going to do is you're going to season it all over that bad boy, then you're going to roast the pork for 7 hours at 275, or you can do what we did in the video, which is we did 325 for 3 to 4 hours. We prefer to cook it low and slow because it makes it easier to shred the beef later. But if you don't have enough time, 3 to 4 hours is fine. Once the pork is in the oven, you can start with all the other prep work. We are going to start with the chili verde salsa first. Begin the salsa by prepping your tomatillos, serranos, and cilantro. When you're trimming the cilantro, make sure you don't leave a lot of stem because it makes the salsa stringy and it's not very good texture-wise. Pro tip, use gloves when you're touching the serranos. It is known to burn people's hands sometimes, and definitely don't rub your eyes after you're touching those. That's not a good idea. After you're done prepping the ingredients for the salsa, go ahead and add about 2 cups of water in a pot along with the rest of the ingredients and put it on a burner to cook low to medium heat. You're going to cook that for about 25 minutes or until the tomatillos start to get soft, and they'll actually change to a light yellow-green color, as you can see here. Once your tomatillos turn that really yellow-green color and they start getting super soft to the touch, you're going to turn that heat off and you're going to set the pot aside to cool for 30 minutes. And then while your salsa is cooling, it's actually time to prep your hojas. Hojas is probably the easiest part. All you got to do is just clean each hoja individually by removing any of the corn husk hair that was left over or any dirt that could have been left behind while they were packaging them. You're going to peel them all individually and make sure you get a large bowl so you can put them all in that, and then you're going to fill the bowl with hot tap water. Flip them occasionally, and you're going to keep repeating this process until you fit all of your hojas into one large bowl. Now it's really important to remember to keep adding hot tap water every couple of hours and making sure you flip those bad boys around because you really don't want the hojas to start drying out. Alright, we finished our hojas, so now we're actually going to finish our salsa. Grab your cooled salsa and a blender, the cilantro and garlic cloves. You're going to put all of that stuff into the blender and you're going to blend that until it's smooth. Pour the blended mixture back into the pot. You're going to put it on a low simmer for 20 minutes, and then you're going to add salt and cumin to taste. Alright, so the timer went off on my pork and it's time to check the internal temperature. It should be 170 degrees for it to be cooked thoroughly. However, I am way over that, so I know for a fact this pork is done. Next step is to get a ladle and extract as much broth as I can from this pork. I'm going to set it aside in a mason jar and I'm going to put that in the fridge once the broth has cooled to a room temperature, because that's what we're going to use for our masa for tomorrow. Alright, the broth is out, so now I'm gonna pour my salsa all over my hot meat and I'm gonna start shredding this guy up. Okay, so you finished tearing up your pork and now you're going to put that along with the broth in the fridge and we'll come back to it tomorrow. Good morning or good evening or whatever time of day it is that you're watching. I hope you blast that Christmas music because now it's time to get our masa done and get these tamales cooking. Masa is pretty simple. All we do is make sure that we have the masa, the broth that we used from the pork, some vegetable shortening, chili powder, cumin, and salt, and avocado oil, and we mix it all in a KitchenAid mixer. If you don't have a KitchenAid mixer, you can use your hands. It's just a lot more time consuming, but obviously use what you have. Don't just go buy a KitchenAid mixer because I'm using one right now. So obviously, as a novice YouTuber that I am, like, I know what the heck I'm doing. Now, of course, I completely forgot to film, like, the most important part. But really, you have to test the masa before you even move forward. So all you do is you grab a small oha, like the smallest little piece of oha you can find that you really can't use to make a tamale. You're going to grab a small piece of the masa, put it on top of the top portion of the oha, and then fold it over, and basically you're just going to cook that on a hot plate or a kumal. We cook it on a kumal or a hot pan, and you're just going to keep flipping that continuously so the oha doesn't burn. When the masa is completely cooked on the inside, you're going to peel the oha apart, and if the masa easily falls off the oha, then you've got enough oil in there. If it doesn't, then you need to add more oil into your mixture, so you can use olive oil or avocado oil. We used avocado oil. And then obviously this is also your chance to taste the seasoning as well. You can add more salt, more chili powder, more cumin, whatever it is that you like to add flavor-wise to your masa. This is how you find out. Once all your tamales have been folded up, you're gonna go ahead and cook them in a steamer pot for 45 minutes or until the masa is set in the middle. And that's it. I hope you enjoyed making these tamales with me. I wish you and your family a Merry Christmas, and I hope you enjoy eating the Quevedo family chili verde tamales, my absolute favorite. Enjoy your time. Seriously, enjoy your time with your family this holiday season. Whatever it is that you're going through or whatever 2020 has brought and its challenges and its heartache, I really sincerely hope that this holiday season, whatever has happened, you and your family learn to grow and just enjoy the time that you have. And obviously, be thankful for food because it tastes so good and it brings the most wonderful memories. And I honestly, sincerely hope that you enjoyed making these tamales with your family. Merry Christmas. I love y'all.